Hello, Collective. Welcome back to another reading. Let's jump right in and see what the Creator has to say. I am hearing that right now is the best time to get to action. So if you have been on a prolonged rest, it's now time to get to action. The manifestation portals are at the highest of the energies that they are right now, and it's very important for you to be taking advantage of it at this time. Yeah, so again, water wants to come out. And it's talking about getting the flow in. Can we get another card for this? Yeah, it's time to get in the flow. There it is. It's time to get in the flow. It's time to get in the flow and step into your power. Alchemize this energy. It's time for you to have your rebirth. It's time for your manifestations to come in. It is time, it is time, it is time. And what do you do for your manifestation? Well, instead of worrying about what the outcome is going to be or how it's going to be or when it's going to arrive, worry about the step that it takes you to get there. And if you don't know any steps, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? If the first thing that comes onto your mind is to turn on the camera and start doing something, then do that step and then the rest will happen after. A lot of action within manifestation happens whenever you do something on the physical and then the divine does something in the spiritual to give you something more on the physical. It is a continuous cycle. That is what you have to be aware of. And with sun on the bottom, pay attention to that heavily. Yeah, because right now you might be stuck in a cycle, not knowing how to get out of it, but that cycle is only there because you are in a cycle of non-action yourself, and you're not giving the divine really to do anything. Your ancestors have been around you, watching you, guiding you, giving you signs of what you could be doing or what you need to be doing, but there's still like this reluctant energy to get up and move. You might be in your emotions, you might be in a very emotional state due to the past or due to some sort of memory, but it's time to get out of that energy and step into the fullest if you're wishing to manifest something. I mean, here it is right now. How many rebirth, how many truth cards need to come out? We got Pluto, which is all about rebirth and alchemy. You got the North Node, which is truth, honesty, and exploration. And then Anubis with rebirth, chance, guarding. I'm telling you right now, it is time to get the move on. This doesn't mean you have to be moving different locations. It just means you need to be putting your energy into the things that you wish to do to prosper yourself to the next level. And if you're not doing that at this time, begin to change. It takes one simple action. The immediate, it's the firefly energy. I don't have the deck out right now, but it's the firefly energy. That immediate first, yeah, you know what? I should do that. That energy is very fleeting and flighting, especially with people. If you do not take advantage of that immediate first thought, then you will not do it at all, and it will go away and cease to exist, and then you will not have the energy. I'm telling you, because there is a cycle over as someone stealing from you, and it's time to make that shit back. It's time to make a decision and go forward. It's time to make a choice. So what is stopping? What's stopping the collective spirit? What is stopping some of the collective? I'm not gonna say all of y'all because I know not all of y'all, but some of you need this message at the time. So what's stopping the collective from being able to move forward at this time, spirit? What's stopping collective from being able to move forward at this time? It could have something to do with the seasons. You could have some sort of seasonal element going on, seasonal depression or however have you. Something with the weather and the moods, you're unable to figure out how to regulate that on your own. But again, this is something about Maya, which is truth, and we have contracts. It's something about, it was written in the stars. This could be something to do with your zodiac. This might have to do something with your zodiac. Check your Pluto, check your North Node, check where your water placements are, check your zodiac, because right now I think that's what you're really struggling with, is fighting against what your blueprint is. So look at your shit. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's something about like your habits. Look at your South Node. Look at your habits. Look at the things that would hold you back within your zodiac. Because I'm telling you the truth right now. I'm honest. I'm seeing it. You have luck on your side at this time though, but there's something about you acting out in your South Node. You're not being true to yourself. You're not, and being true to yourself is a lot more than just like not lying to yourself. Being yourself is letting external things prevent you from being who you're supposed to be. Not being honest with yourself is you saying you're going to do something and then not doing it. You not being honest with yourself is you not trusting yourself. You not being honest with yourself is by saying that you can't do something or that you hate yourself. Those are all falsities. Because if you couldn't do it, you wouldn't be on here, be in the situation doing that thing. If you weren't loving yourself, you physically would not be manifested on this realm. Do not lie to yourself. Let's get real with it. Okay. Every atom in your body has to be loving each other and okay with being extremely fucking close with each other, because we are solid matter. They have to be really used to being that close to each other. And if there is no love, then simply your hand would just disintegrate and not be a thing, because the atoms wherever it was located at just didn't want to fucking work together. They split apart. Your hand wouldn't exist. That part of your hand wouldn't exist. That's just the truth. Stop lying to yourself about you can't do this, or this isn't for you, or isn't supposed to be for you, because it is supposed to be for you. The divine lets things happen because there are lessons that need to be learned. And if you're not learning those lessons, then it's going to seem like a punishment. That punishment is only you punishing yourself for not doing what you need to do. You need to take accountability for that. And that's what I always teach over here, is taking accountability for those things, because even if then you're still, it's like that's your power. So anyway, yeah, speaking of power, it's right here, and then Saturn being on the bottom. This is just Saturn. Check your Saturn placement as well. We are in Jupiter retrograde, so that does imply a lot of luck being on your side, a lot of good luck for manifestations, especially with this 1111 portal coming up soon with the new moon. So it's a beautiful time for brand new beginnings, and it's up to you to be aware to do this. There it is. Point and connect. Get real with yourself. Connect to yourself. Reunite with yourself, because there's this energy where you've untied. You're not who you're supposed to be. You're not who you are. You may be hiding from some sort of truth of yourself still, because, oh, but people don't like, well, people from your past don't. Not everyone is the same person as James from down the road, okay? Stop using one person as a scapegoat for why you can't move forward. Yeah, because right now you're not moving forward because you're unable to see something. You're blinded by the light. Again, check your zodiacs. There's something about your strength. You don't know your strength. Merkaba came in reverse, which is weird. It came up right, but it flipped in reverse. So it feels like you're in this halting energy. And it's because you need to find your strength again. There's something about running on an empty tank, but that empty tank isn't existent. You just keep saying that, oh, I'm tired, I can't do this. You're defining yourself as those things, and you're cursing yourself, or you're putting yourself under those ailments to where you now are unable to do those things. Saturn. Again, like, take discipline in this. Read in between the lines, because I'm telling you right now, this is how you come back to life. What are you doing that you need to do, that you keep going, oh, but I could do this instead, and doing that instead, you know? Like, taking self-care, taking care of yourself also involves doing the things that you have to do, even if you don't necessarily want to. Because again, if you don't do it, who is? And if you're trying to manifest someone in to help you, then you must also help yourself. And helping yourself is not the manifestation process. That is just asking for something. The actual process of manifestation for helping yourself is getting up and doing the actions in the physical, no matter what they are. Yeah, but this is your lineage gift. This is your lineage gift. Your ancestral lineage, your ancestral family tree. They all have this gift that they are waiting for you to use. And I'm picking up that you're probably going to be one of the first in the family to do this, to be able to manifest yourself out of this. And you need to be able, yeah, I mean, there it is, angel. You are heavily protected. You are about to get on the celestial bridge, but you need to be able to be light. You need to find out what's stopping you from using your gifts. Maybe you have different gifts. Maybe you know what you need to do, but it's about being put under pressure still that you need to be put under, and the divine's no longer putting you under that pressure, it seems. Yeah, with the heart chakra up and ghost, it's something about you ignoring your subconscious, ignoring your heart, ignoring the feminine inside of you still that you need to focus on. You need to stop identifying with what the flesh is and understand that you are both within one. You have the masculine, which is the brain, and the feminine, which is the heart. I don't know what they're teaching out there, but that's the wrong shit. I'm telling you the truth. Listen to it, because that's your problem. If you can't manifest this stuff in, I'm telling you straight up what's going on and how it's going and what needs to be fixed and everything. People don't like it, but I'm telling you the fact of it. It's your heart. You're ignoring the feminine side of you, the nurturing side of you, the side that nurtures yourself. And how do you know that work isn't nurturing to yourself? Is it because you think that labor is exhausting, or is it because you're just not willing to see the other side of things. And this is what you kind of have to realize, because you are either ignoring or being haunted by your subconscious. It's like there's something that keeps beating you down, and it's because you need to do it or pay attention to it, but you're in this energy of, oh, I don't want to because I can't, or I need a break. But it's like you've been on this break for a while, and the divine's just kind of wondering how much longer. Things are being balanced and things are being fair. And it's so funny that the heart on this card, where I drew it, because I have two balance cards, and this one, the feather is higher than the heart, so the heart's heavier than the feather. And with the heart chakra and ghosts coming out, baby, I'm just telling you what's on the cards. I'm just telling you the symbolisms. I'm just telling you what was written down. Your heart's heavier than the feather, because you're holding on from things that you don't need to be holding on to no more. So you need to release those things to loosen up your heart. You might be smoking too much. You might need to cut back on that, because it's not allowing you to do the work. And it's this cycle where you smoke, and it's like, oh, I'll smoke and I'll be able to do this because I'll be relaxing, and then you end up not relaxing. It's something about where you keep needing to use an external source to get where you need to get at, and the divine is trying to show you that external source is actually a distraction, and it's causing all these issues ahead of time because you're unable to actually get through what you need to get through. It might help you a little bit, but there's this overindulgence where you're always in the clouds, where you're always doing it because you can't lean off of it. And the divine needs you to know, though yes, it is something from nature, you need to be able to do those things naturally yourself. Just because a physical object can do that thing for you doesn't mean you can also put yourself in that state. Because at the end of the day, if your conscious was not working right, if your subconscious, if your neurons, if all the nerves in your system weren't working right, then that would have a different effect. And I'm saying right because of the way it affects you now and the way it wouldn't affect you, you know what I mean? So the fact that you're using an external object to get that bliss, to get that release, means that you can also now do that yourself, because it's written in your pattern. Like, you know now within your internal system what you need to do to create those effects. And there are better ways of doing it. Get lavender. Take a lavender Epsom salt and chamomile spiritual bath, and that does the same effect. It's just about releasing that stress from your flesh, and that's what you're trying to do. And you're doing it by doing things that keep you in this stuck cycle. There are better ways, more holistic ways of doing these things, and that's something you need to take a look into and research in, because all this indulgent and getting high is not helping your situation at all, and you know about it, and you're linked to it. There's something about you feeling like you're bound to it. You might be shocked that this came up so bluntly, but there is this energy where you need to be alert to what you're bound to what you are bound to. Because though other people might be trying to bind you to stuff, and you know you're protected from that, the only person that can ruin that protection is you. So what are you binding yourself to now? What are you being codependent on that you know you shouldn't be? What is your codependency, instead of it being, you know, something that you can do yourself, instead of co-creating? Yeah, because you're kind of in this energy where you're losing something, or you feel like you're losing, and it's because of this mask you're wearing. It's because, oh, I'm doing this and this isn't working. Well, it's not working because it's not supposed to work at this time. There's something from a past life you're not remembering. It's something about the current life as well. This seems like a past life issue, or a past life cycle that is somewhat haunting to you. In this cycle, it might be because your family, your mom or dad did drugs, or your grandma did drugs, or however, or it's just something about your lineage. But regardless, this is the issue that needs to be like focused on, and you're not really remembering. Again, this is the divine trying to warn you. This is why you keep slipping up. This is why things aren't working. This is why you feel like you're playing a role, and you're really not playing a role. You need to be able to express yourself to you. It could as well be like an unhealthy throat chakra that you're having. It could just be you get into those states and then start saying things that aren't true about you, or you get into this very self-conscious energy. And again, like the devil card keeps coming out. So this is something about like addictions coming towards you, and these addictions are going to tear you down. You need to be, yeah, I mean, here it is. You need to be able to purify it. You need to be able to find a new way to relax. I mean, we have music, we have all these other things, but you need to relax, because right now you're kind of trapped with your throat chakra and third eye. Whatever you say is what you're going to experience, and that's why you keep experiencing certain things, because you're not saying it from an authentic point of view. Yeah. So there is a need to you're not being childish though. So there's this energy where you might feel like you're being childish. You're not being childish. The only thing that's happening is you've caused this ritual of like, oh, I'm stressed, so I'm going to use my ritualistic act of smoking to do that. And this plan, like this, is causing endings in your life. This ritual of like habitual smoking. Let's go rhymes, but it's been causing you to like stagnate instead of moving forward, because right now you want to move forward, but you are uncertain on how to. You're not very stable with how to move forward, and it's a root chakra issue. You need to be able to balance out your root chakra, and the best way to do that again is by leading off of these external things and leading towards more holistic way of doing so. There are millions of other ways to relax yourself, and if you still need to smoke something, you can just get like Blue Lotus or Rose and smoke that instead, because they have better benefits. And I mean, this is just what I'm telling you. God is watching you right now, and they want, God wants you to know that you are whipped, you are under control by this, and everything has a spirit. So whatever you're smoking on or drinking on or whatever, you're now possessed by that spirit, the spirit of marijuana, the spirit of whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? Not here to judge, just here to tell you the truth. But God is seeing you and seeing you not receive some blessings, and they're like, well, the reason why is because XYZ. It's because you keep using these addictions. These addictions, these in the heads in the cloud could just be confusion as well. You could just be sleeping in when you don't need to be sleeping in. But that's the thing. This is a message of finance for this moon magic. It's coming into you, but you're not seeing your blessings because you aren't using your gifts. And God wants you to know that God sees you, and you should start using your gifts a lot more, because your gifts are needed. It's this energy of like, now that you know how to work without stressing yourself out, now that you've gone through all these lessons, now it's time to really put the magic on. Yeah. And it's not for entertainment. Don't do this shit for entertainment. You're not supposed to be someone that is, you know what I mean? Well, it's not to say you're not supposed to be someone who's entertaining, but you're not supposed to be entertaining certain energies or entertaining certain spirits. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of trickster stuff going around. There's a lot of things around you that make you feel like things aren't working out. But again, that's just the way that this matrix is ran, and you keep falling back into the matrix way of being, which would be using drugs to cope, because that is just a matrix way of being. And we're trying to let you to know this so you can attract this luck and heal, because it's coming towards you. You're able to magnetize and attract whatever you want, but right now you're not acting as the ascended master that you say you are, or that you claim to be. As an ascended master would have ascended these 3D limitations, which is why things feel like you're faking it. It might feel like you're faking it till you make it, and that's why, because you are not who you're supposed to be. You're doing things that don't line up with your character. Yeah, so anyway, there is balance coming in, but you need to relax. There needs to be this emotional, not investing in your emotions as much. Like, there's something about you thinking that the only way to heal is by overdoing the emotional work, by overlooking into the emotions, and that's not it at all. You can heal from a plethora of ways, but it's this, like, I don't know. Yeah, it's just like an internal battle with like you really suffering from your emotions. It's like you feel like I don't know, it's like you want to stop doing something, but you just can't. And you keep saying it like that. So then you get stuck in the same cycle of, okay, since you can't, now we're going to have to test you to see if you really can't. And then it proves to yourself that you can't, because you've already said that you can't. And because you said that you can't, that puts into your mind that you're unable to do it. And then all these like energies that are going to be around, I mean, it's just you're moving how you're moving. And right now, especially with the page coming out, you're not matured enough in this area. There needs to be a bit more maturity. Though you're in this inner child like energy and you're moving forward, it's like you're taking these leaps, and you need to be aware of like these leaps. You need to be aware of like the thought forms that you have and taking advantage of them, because again, these are your thoughts that the divine are putting into you to even have. It's the energy that the divine's giving you that's giving you access to these thoughts. And you need to be able to realize that and see that for how it is, and not just take it as, oh, I don't want to. You know what I mean? It's like the same trauma that comes from the family, from like your parents. When you're a little child, you're like, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. You're doing that to the divine. And instead of the punishment being like getting yelled at, is just you're not receiving what you desire to receive. And the divine wants you to know that the only reason that that's happening is because, again, you keep saying that you don't want to, or you can't, or it's like impossible to. So the divine tries to show you that it's not, and that there's a way around it. Yeah, but you keep going back to your distractions. Stop going back to your distractions. Stop trusting the divine, and have confidence in the divine. You know what a trust is? Look up what a trust is. You have trust at banks, and what's a bank? What are we? Citizens. We're under citizenship. We're under the rulings of Saturn, which is water. We're made up of how much percent of water? These terms that we use are related to the sea, because we're the only one that goes by the fucking law of sea, in the States. So really pay attention to that. Understand that what the words that you're using, again, like, don't trust, have confidence in God. We trust in God we fund. We're funding God. Who's God? Well, God is right now the 1%ers. No, I'm not even gonna say that. It's going to be the 0.5ers that are like controlling the entire, the man behind the curtain, Wizard of Oz type shit. That's who you're giving money to. They're like, watch, we can do all these things and they'll do it right. They'll do it too. That, like, we can just throw this shit out in the open and they'll do that and they'll complain about that rather than this other thing that's more important. And that's what you're falling for. So you need to get out of that area and look at what the divine's giving you and stop looking at that distraction. Because, it's right here. It's so much right here. The lovers to the world. Once you start working with yourself, once you connect your heart to your brain to your heart and realize that the heart needs to be over the mind and the mind needs to be over matter. Like, you cannot be controlled by the external world. You must be controlled by the internal world. And if your internal world is out of whack, then you must fix that. And that's the only thing that you got to worry about. Once you start doing that, everything else is going to start working out for you. It's something about getting back to who you are so you can learn how to get yourself out of these situations. Because, again, you would not be in these situations if you could not handle it. That's just all that Thoth was trying to tell us with the Emerald Tablets and all the teachings. Is literally, it is your life. You signed up for this. Your Akashic Records is a book that you open and read. And right now on this chapter, all you have to do is flip the page. But for some reason, you're stuck on this one paragraph. And you need to get off of that paragraph because you're not supposed to be there. You're supposed to be somewhere different, but you're not doing it. And again, it's not bad, but it's just something that the divine needs you to be aware of. To know that these things are not happening because of external circumstances. It is because you are not ruling your own kingdom. You have now sat off to the side. You're acting like a knight to your kingdom where you have to keep fighting for it. You're away from that knight energy. You are in the king energy where you need to start cultivating. You are in this king energy where you are working with the queen or the divine. You're working with the divine mother. You're working with mom. And she is giving you the energy, the resources to move forward. And again, here, another king with the King of Wands upright. You need to be able to take that energy from the King of Wands and move forward, because right now you're not taking the energy from the divine. You're just trying to work and get through it. And that's not who you are. You're a spiritual being. You're not one of these people. I almost said clones, excuse me. You're all these people out running around. You're not like them. Quit trying to be like them. Stop. That's why nothing's working, because you're copying someone who's not even remotely damn close to you. Angels are not the only one that incarnated on this earth, baby. We got all sorts of shit. Wake up. It's the spiritual world. I got bell playing outside. I don't know what kind of bell it is. It's probably a church bell. Wake up. I'm telling you. Because you're in a spiritual world. You are a spiritual person. You cannot go back. You can if you want to, but life is not going to be good if you go back. Keep moving forward with your spiritual inheritance that you have, which is being protected by the divine 24/7. Just trust the divine. Trust it. Once you start trusting the divine, shit's going to get a lot easier. You're going to realize that all that fear that you had about, oh, this isn't going to work, that's not going to work, those fears happen because you're literally looking at someone else in their life and comparing it to you. Judgment reverse. Listen to this, please. Listen to yourself. Listen to your higher self. That ain't no angel. That's your higher self, baby. That's your higher self. Okay? Listen to the call that you're giving yourself. All right, I'll put it up front real quick. That's how it's supposed to be. You coming out of the graves, all versions of you, your feminine, your masculine, and your inner child, coming out of the grave to your higher self to be arisen and carried away from the storm. And right now that storm is putting you to sleep because you're in hibernation. You don't need to be in hibernation no more. You had your hibernation season. It's time to get up and get going. Early bird gets the worm, and right now we early birds are getting that worm. We're getting that worm. But you need to learn how to talk to yourself first. You need to learn who you are. Again, because this evolutional journey, this is why it's so important to detach from your ego, because your ego will say, no, I'm this way. No, you're not. That's who you were. Maybe that was who you were 5 minutes ago. Oh, I'm tired. And then all of a sudden you get a bunch of energy because you were tired a few minutes ago. That few minutes ago is a few minutes ago. Now is now. Okay? You can get your emotions. You can cry about it. You can do what you need to do. 100%. You can cuss all the way through. But once that time period is up and it ends the second it begins, trust me, I've done a lot of looking into that. Once it begins, it literally ends, because all that could happen is that one reaction. The only thing that could other happen is that a reaction continuing on for a longer time. Is it different? No, it's the same action. Trust me on that one. You gotta get up. You gotta listen to yourself and move forward. You gotta learn how to talk fish. You don't know how to talk to yourself. You don't know how to listen to yourself. You don't know what your emotions are trying to tell you. You don't know what your heart's trying to tell you. You don't know how to move forward with your authentic self. And it's because of a lack of trust that you have. Because again, you're not listening to your higher self. You're not listening to your higher self, even though you can manifest anything that you want. That you're literally here to just have a playground. This is your playground. And you're here to understand that. But for some reason, you're not. Yeah, 8 of Wands, you're hoarding this energy. It's like, no, I can't give this energy to anyone. I can't do any work. I have to keep it all. No. Who said that when you give energy in the name of the divine, or the name of God, Allah, the Messiah, whoever he wants to say, I don't care. They all one name. You know, they all come from the same source of teaching love. If you think that doing something out of the name of love is not going to get back to you, I don't know where you came from, but you were not far the divine, okay? But catch up, because we ain't here to discriminate. We're here to catch you up. You can, and you will get your energy back once you put it out there. That is how it goes. But if you're going to sit there and be in disbelief, then that disbelief is what's going to show itself first. Because that disbelief needs to be proven correct first. Because the divine is not here to prove you wrong. It is here to prove you correct. And if you keep telling yourself it's going to work, but I don't think it's going to work, then guess what? You're going to experience it not working. And then the divine is going to come in later and fix it. Unless you want to keep going down that path and not accepting it. That's why when people go to search out for things that aren't right, they find things that aren't right, because the divine is going to give them the free will to find that shit, because they want to go look for it so damn bad. If you just switch your direction, look for things that are really good and working out for you, bitch, those things are working out 1,000 times more. I'm telling you, but you got to know how to cultivate your energy. You got to know where to put that effort into. You gotta realize the bountiful abundance around you already. Despite what the physical looks like, it does not matter. It only matters about how you are, and who you are, and when you are, and why you are. And if you don't know, then you don't know. So start figuring out who you are. And that doesn't mean you gotta know, you know, who's got you and all that shit. Just know who you are. Do you like to laugh during serious moments? Do you like to cry during serious moments? What do you do? Who are you? Ask yourself that question and then detach from it, because that's only a small spectrum of who you really are. And that's all you can see at that point in time with the light given to you from the divine, because the divine knows you everything at once. You the people that you dislike, you the people that you hate, you the crimes being done that you don't agree with, you every bit of it, because it happens on a certain degree. It doesn't have to be that extreme, but it's because of your own polarities, the way your own moral compass is pushed out. And that defines everyone, because we're all mirrors of each other. Simple as that. Get to work. 9 to 8, get to work. Some of you all might need to not work a 9 to 5. Like, some of you are really sleeping on your spiritual gifts that would free you from this, but it's this disbelief in having your spiritual gifts or being able to use them. And you definitely do have those spiritual gifts. If you're like, for the people who get one-on-one, that's really what we talk about, is how to get your gifts, how to get your power back. So if you are wanting to know how to use the spiritual gifts and get back into tune with yourself, I'm probably giving it the cheapest process you ever seen. I don't like, listen, you got people charging thousands of dollars. You got people charging, like, I've seen the lowest I've actually got on a scene was like 200, and it was a lot more than just, you know, what I get, but I get $50 for it. You know what I mean? And it comes with readings. It comes with all sorts of shit to help you get back to where you're supposed to be. If you need that one-on-one service, hit my line. I got you. Because it's something about you needing to use your spiritual gifts. Even if you don't want to quit your 9 to 5, it's something about your spiritual gifts being able to boost that income up. It's about that 9 to 5 being able to be increased because of who you are and what you can do. But it's the sleeping on yourself that needs to quit, because you keep, and it's like, yeah, with the 7 of Swords, you need to look back at all these thoughts. You need to really reconsider something. There's this reconsideration that you're needing to put forth, because you're kind of walking away with what you think is like the best thing that you can have, when you're really leaving back those 2 swords. And those 2 swords are the 2 thoughts that you keep needing to go back and look forward to. Like, oh, I could do this. Oh, I could do that. Yeah, but I can't because X, Y, Z, and I got all these other things to do. No, you can pick up those 2 swords and then drop the rest. All that other stuff is baby chump. You don't need to do that stuff right now. 7 of Swords, 7 of Pentacles reverse, telling you, because all those things that you're investing on are not helping you flourish at all. They're just things that, like, oh, I'm waiting on this one big thing to grow, so let me not, worry about anything else other than these things. No, you got to go back and look at the stuff. You got to start walking away from old habits. I mean, these 7s and 8s keep coming out. 7, 8, 7, 8 might be a synchronization for you. But again, it's something about not working out that you know how to fix, and all it takes is you to make that decision. Because there is a tower, you in your tower, you're in this change. The storms are coming. The tower, it's like, because you know what? Because I found this symbolism interesting. This is also Jack and Jill is also a story of Adam and Eve when they were building the tower and they fell off the tower. Y'all remember when they were building the tower up to God, and God said, "What the fuck y'all doing?" And shit that shit down. Yeah, that's what's going on right now. You're trying to build your own way up when the divine has given you a direct blueprint of what you got to do. And you're like, oh, I'm almost there. And God's like, listen, baby, I'm about to shoot this shit down. This big tower that you see other people building and you want to build it the same way? No, that ain't going to work for you. We're shooting it down because that's not who you're supposed to be. You're unique. Don't let numbers fool you, baby. You're not with the crowd. You're actually doing something different. You're not the same copy paste as everyone else. That's why people aren't looking at you the same way. That's why people got rough opinions about you, because you actually hear the change. And these people don't like change because half these people are NPCs without brains, baby. You gotta wake up. Realize it's a spiritual world. And half these people that come into the spiritual community, bitch, they got demons on them they can't even control. Speaking about demons, we got a gnat in here. Go away, baby. Go away, shoot. We don't want you here. Go away. Bye-bye. Thank you. But you got to realize that in the spiritual community, even it doesn't matter. You got demons all over the place, baby. You got spiritual demons that come here to the light just to, switch it up a bit. You got demons going around looking and lurking, There's these entities that get attracted to this shit. You got to wake up and realize that that's just going to be part of the game. Can they touch you? No. Can they say words about you? Yeah, but what is that thing about words? Words are swords. And sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never hurt you. So says the divine. Listen, those swords, you got plenty of swords. You got thousands of them. You've got your battle scars. Those little swords are like toothpicks. And they're poking you with toothpicks. And you're letting those toothpicks bother you. Come on, stand up. Seriously. There is this energy of who you are. Of this being a goddess or a god. Or however. But it's this energy where you don't believe in yourself. Get up. Look, I'll talk about the swords. There's the 10 of them in reverse. I say get up. I say get up. You can do it. I say that you can. These cards say that you can, but there is something about you just not wanting to do it. And it's not because you're consciously not wanting to do it, but it's the subconscious cycle where you keep thinking a certain way that's got to go, because that's what's holding you back. Oh, I can't do this. What if someone thinks it's weird? Why do you keep thinking it's going to be weird when you're doing the same thing in different locations and you get the same reaction no matter what? Who cares if people think you're doing something weird? Are you making money? Are you having fun? Are you helping people? Are you doing what you think you're supposed to be doing? If you answered yes to any of those or all of those, then keep doing what you're fucking doing. And if you answered no to any of them, ask yourself why. Ask yourself why you said yes as well, so that you don't feel like it's a bad thing whenever you say no, because sometimes saying yes can be bad too. Question yourself on every aspect of it. Don't be picky choosy. That's why I always say don't be picky choosy, but be picky choosy, because you can if you want to, but don't. Okay? Don't add a condition to something that's unconditional. Of course you can, that's your free will, but why are you adding a condition to something that's unconditional? Understand who you are. Question yourself and see if it's really who you are or who you are in that moment. And if it's who you are in that moment, bitch, let that moment pass. Indulge in that moment. Let that moment do what it has to do and then leave. Because instead of it holding you up and keeping you from moving forward, You know, you don't want it to hold you up. You don't want to have this lack of clarity. You don't want to have this lack of, oh, I don't know how to move forward. I don't know how to move forward with my heart. It's because you can't move forward with what you have, and you're not seeing the abundance around you. It's this lack of clarity that you have. Do some crown chakra cleansings. Get some Palo Santo, some sandalwood, some frankincense, or myrrh up in that bitch. Get that shit out. Get some air. Get balanced. Because I'm telling you, you're here to rule. You are here to rule an empire. But right now, not looking like you're able to, because you're not working with yourself. You're out of harmony with yourself. So go hermit mode. And hermit mode does not mean isolation, does not mean running away and hiding. Hermit mode just means going down, getting some rest, figuring out what's going on, drawing that information up from within you, and not asking external sources, because it's all within you. If you need external source help, of course, go get it. Of course. Go do what you got to do, but at the same time, stay balanced, stay in your power. Stop letting things around you harvest your power because you're unable to see a workaround. You are the workaround. The fact that you're there means that it can be worked around, because listen, you're out here fixing problems without even knowing you're fixing problems. So you show it to a problem and you sit there and you fix it with your energy, with your action, with your word, with your kindness, with you just spreading love, with whatever you're doing. You got this though. But that's the reading. I hope y'all help. I hope it all help. I hope it helped y'all. I love y'all so much. To the moon and back, tenfold and forever. If you're wanting bracelets, hit up Otter Spirit. You know the drill. It's in the description. Code number 20 for 20% off. Hit the link. If y'all need a reading or any other my other services, hit my line, hit my email, hit my order form. I got you settled. Seriously, tenfold and forever. I love you all so much. To the moon and back. Thank you all for the likes, comments, shares, subscribes, donations, whether they are energetic or financial. I appreciate the world, to the world, tenfold and forever. Your all support is amazing, and I really would not be here where I am without the support that I've been getting from you, energetically or financially. So genuinely, thank you all so much. I love you all so much. But yeah, that's the reading. I hope it helped. If y'all need me, you know where to find me. I love y'all so much. To the moon and back, tenfold and forever, and I will see you later.